Well, here it is, Friday afternoon again, time for our weekly update. A little bit of movement this week, especially in the paint shop. Really, I've painted the elevators. I'll spin you around and let you have a look. We're inside the paint shop right now. This is the underside of the elevators, and they look fairly reasonable. I think it's fairly reasonable anyway. Quite shiny and all the rest of it. And this is the bad side. This is the underside with the drain holes there and so on. The other side looks much better than this side, so I'm pretty happy indeed. With regards to the wing, I spent a fair bit of time sanding the primer, this white primer. I wasn't happy with the way it was applied, and I've sanded it and applied a new coat, which I now have the fun of sanding for another couple of days to get that nice and smooth, and then it can take the final colour. Yeah, so that's the big step forward. That was so a few days of work there. With regards to the wings, the lower wings, I've taken the ailerons off. I've got some light grade fabric. I don't know if you were watching before. I decided to cover the empennage components and the wings, and it'll be the fuselage as well, in medium grade fabric. The fabric supplied with the aeroplane was light grade, which is this. I can't remember what the weight per square foot or per square metre or whatever it is, but this is light grade. And the reason I'm doing that is the ailerons are outside of the prop wash. I'm concerned about the aeroplane. The engine drives a big prop, and it'll be bashing away at the fabric, and I want to use a heavier grade of fabric for that very reason. This light grade of fabric on the ailerons are outside of that prop wash, so yeah, hopefully they're not likely to suffer the same sort of pounding, especially the empennage. These are the lower ailerons. They're a little bit smaller than the upper ones. They're square. The ribs are square to the spar, which the upper ones are not. The upper ones have sweep. So in the scheme of things, these are much simpler and hopefully easier. The way I've decided to do this fabric is to start here at the bottom leading edge, wrap the fabric all the way around, back out the bottom here, and it'll fold up and be cut off along the spar here. I don't normally recommend doing that. I tried to do it on something. I can't remember what it was. I think it might have been the rudder. I can't remember. But it didn't work out so well, and I had to redo it. So it's not a recommended practice, but on this particular item, it should work fine. I'll just glue this down along here, bring the fabric up, work out where I need to cut it off along there, fold it up, glue it on, shrink it. It will have to be glued along the trailing edge as well, and then put my tapes and so on and rivet it down. It should be reasonably simple. Should. Yeah, good luck. There's a lot of rubbing and so on to smooth. That is as smooth as I've sanded about a square foot. Didn't take very much, but that's not so smooth over in this bay. But this one, beautiful. It does. It sands pretty well, which is what it's designed to do. You know, I mean, it's meant to give a nice smooth base for the colour coat to go on. But that's it. Had a little fly this morning. That was good fun. Absolutely dead smooth. We've got the first air show for the year here tomorrow. I'm not going to be around that much tomorrow, so I don't know. But the guys are practicing out there right now. If you saw some of the early videos, you would have heard a lot of V12 action. But anyway, that's it, and I'll catch up with you next week. As always, try and get your feet off the ground if you can, and whatever you do, enjoy. Bye now. Okay, just to round things off for the weekend, I've installed temporarily installed anyway, the trim tab onto the elevators, and I think it's reasonable. It actually looks the same colour as the elevator, which is a miracle in itself, I suppose. But the gap here is not perfect. There's a couple of millimetres extra at the top than there is at the bottom, but it doesn't interfere. It goes perfectly. This side's better. The gap is smaller there because that's where the bell crank is. But they basically look pretty good. They're coming along quite well. I'm happy with them. So I think we'll consider them complete and they can be moved to the other hanger now. I haven't touched the aileron, not today anyway. But anyway, that's it. That's the last little bit of an update.